invited my very good friend Marla Schaffel, whom I look up to very much. And we got to meet each other 13 years ago while I was working on a project for school. I was working on Jane Eyre. And Marla was the original Jane Eyre on Broadway. And we got in touch. And at some point we came to an agreement that she would come to the Netherlands to direct my final exam, which was very exciting and changed a lot for me, made a big change for me. And we were able to get you here and work with lovely people here and some professionals and some people who are still in schools. And it was very exciting.
It was very exciting. Forgive my voice. I somehow have lost my voice.
Yeah.
But yes, it's wonderful meeting all the performers here in the Netherlands and seeing similarities and differences, but more similarities than any differences in terms of the performances, interpretation of roles, and sharing, like Michelle said, different questions that the actors might ask themselves of the pieces.
Yeah.
Because we have an initial instinct for what it is, and sometimes it isn't as connected to the material as it needs to be. Yeah. And so having an outside eye encourage you to see it or live it or be it is it changes things drastically.
Yeah.
They are extremely eager to learn, and they grew so much through.
Yeah.
I also saw that they feel first a little bit comfortable, but then feel safe, and they really are actually, how you say that, growing in what they're doing.
Oh, absolutely. They grew and changed a lot. I mean, everybody's level of their ability to let go of what they've done before varies, because it's scary. And as I have said to the students, sometimes it's an unconscious thing that keeps you from taking the notes that I might give. So they have to actively change the way they think and keep it up, and that's a hard thing to do. It's a practiced skill to keep it up and sustain it in the overall course of the song.
Things will never die, thrill of our matching ride, the love that I feel inside for you. We'll climb high beyond the break of day, sleep on stardust, and dine on bits of you and I will find the Milky Way. We'll be mad and explore.
Now we're going to go a little bit to Little Women. The show is coming. What do you think about the show?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. I'm so happy that they're doing it. And I think it's just, it's a classic story. What could go wrong? And it's a timeless story of love and family and heart and women succeeding in a time when, and succeeding at various different things, at being a mother, being a writer, being a sister, being married, in just relationships. So everybody, it's just wonderful, and universal. I love storytelling like that. That's, universal.
So true. And Michelle, why do you want to bring it in the Netherlands?
I think exactly the reasons that Marla just said. It just goes to your heart straight away, I think, this story. For example, the character Jo, who really wants to be an independent woman and not being married and not have a family, but just pursue her career. I think we need characters like that on stage. And apart from that, we have such nice shows in a theater this season, but I think we also need those smaller productions that are very much about storytelling and giving new talent a chance to be on stage. You know, having shows that are a little bit more intimate and close to the audience, and also getting the Dutch audience in touch with other material than the great show Mamma Mia, which is a great show, but it's also very good or very nice to see something else. And we'd love the audience to see productions like that.
What's the difference between off-Broadway and Broadway?
Well, the theaters are much smaller. I mean, the Broadway houses are 1,000 seats, and the off-Broadway shows can be 100 seats to 500 seats, I think. But there's definitely a difference in how you can produce it. I think there are a few off-Broadway houses that might be bigger, but I'm not sure. And yeah.
Have you done both, off-Broadway and
Yes.
on-Broadway? So what was the
Yes.
difference for you?
Just the material. The material was different. There was more opportunity, and because in my career, I learned I didn't want to do replacements and understudying. I'm just not good at that. So I pursued new shows, and there's just a lot more of that done off Broadway. And they're just, you know, like Hadestown with that. That's only done in an off-Broadway show before. Hamilton as well. You know, it takes doing something in a small, safe environment to develop.
You actually do the same, huh? You start also your own production in a way.
Yes, from Broadway to the DeLaMar West. That's it. I think it's just a small jump. Yeah, from Broadway to Bolo. Yes, yeah, that was, I really felt like this show needed a stage in the Netherlands. And yeah, I could leave it to somebody else to get that on stage, but yeah, why not try it yourself? And that was, when I think back of why did I start it? But then I came so far, so I just kept on going, like, okay, then we'll make the next step, and we'll take the next step. And it was a shitload of work. It's still a shitload of work, and I'm so lucky that I have really great partners that help me, and an amazing cast and amazing director who is really supportive, and everybody, the whole cast, just really wanted this to work. So all this enthusiasm and support really helped to keep on working for it. But yeah, it's very challenging and a lot of work, yeah.
Talking about the cast, can you tell me a little bit about the cast you have?
Yes, we have a very nice combination of young talent that just came from their schools, and experienced actors like Annemieke Ruijt, Celine Purcell, Marmee, she will play Marmee in the Dutch, English, yeah. And the Four Little Women, I'm one of them. And then we got Nathalie Salek, Lisanne Veneman, Sam Gerritsma, who in the meantime already played in Les Miserables. We also got Job Greuter, who is an incredible talent. And then we got Sander Volders, who works for a while now, but he's a nice addition to the cast as well. Yes, and I think that's what we have so far. We have some cast members to announce. Yeah, but it's an amazing cast, and everybody is so talented and fit their part so well. And we make such a nice group, and everybody is so passionate about the story, and we're looking so much forward to give it to the audience. Yeah. But I have to say, in the meanwhile, we have the crowdfunding to succeed, which is extremely important. So I really hope that everybody who loves musical theater and loves these kind of productions wants to support us and help us to get this production on stage and have an orchestra there and help us to make this work. I mean, I hope that people who love the theater would support this kind of young, new production and will support us to make this happen.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's true. You know, we need other avenues of funding for theater that isn't Mamma Mia.
Yeah, and isn't maybe commercial.
Right. Well, I mean we would love it to be commercial.
Of course. Yeah.
But that the story itself and transporting an audience is not more important than what they're doing in a big commercial piece, but that it is more intimate, like you said.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I've seen it already in a concertant. It is beautiful. That's why I'm so addicted to it. And the cast is also playing there. They're magnificent. So I really look forward to that. And it will play in DeLaMar West, I think. And from which date?
You should look it up to be sure at www.paperkite.nl. There are all the dates, but to be in general, it will play the last 2 weeks of December and the first week of January. Around Christmas time, because Little Women, I think, resonates with Christmas, and it's all about the family and the warmth of the family, and it plays around Christmas a bit as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much for being here. I really enjoyed it, and hope to see you again soon, for sure. And I see you certainly in December.
Yes.